Hello, everyone. Welcome into the East AlabamaWorks video podcast series. I'm Carl Brady, Workforce Program Manager for East AlabamaWorks. As you know, we have a 7-county coverage area. We cover Region 2 of the state of Alabama. And workforce development, we work with business and industry and training providers and education providers throughout the community to make sure that we have a well-trained, well-qualified workforce that's ready to go to work and can successfully navigate the working environment wherever they may happen to land. And today we've got one of our training providers with us. You probably have heard of the Gadsden Job Corps Center, but I'd be willing to bet you don't know a whole lot about it. So we're going to change that today. We have Corey Davis with us. Corey is the Center Director for the Gadsden Job Corps Center, and Ceandra Ramirez, who is the Business and Community Liaison for the Gadsden Job Corps Center. Folks, thank you for being with us and taking the time to join me today.
Thank you for allowing us to be with you as well.
Well, what I'd like to do is just kind of start off with a general look at Job Corps and what Job Corps is. I know we occasionally will see PSA type advertisements on TV or something like that. Occasionally we'll hear about it in the community. But as I said, I'm willing to bet most people do not have a deep understanding of what Job Corps is all about. So you guys take it away and just kind of help us understand what is Job Corps? What is the mission of Job Corps?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, Mr. Brady. It's exactly what you said. I always lead with people, believe half of what you hear. And most people that know about Job Corps is either through, some type of word of mouth. It's not because they've had a direct relation with us. As you know, the Gadsden Job Corps has been here in the Etowah County area for about 30 years. But as a whole, Job Corps has been one of the nation's largest training programs for young adults ages 16 to 24 for about 60 years. It was under the administration of Lyndon B. Johnson as pretty much one of his initiatives to, train and educate young people so that they're able to get out in the community and get viable, employment. And so we here at the Gadsden Job Corps Center do just that. And we are just still going strong. And that's just what we do here. That's a brief overview.
Yep.
And
also, guys, we have different trades.
Go ahead, Corey. I'm sorry.
We also have different trades that students can enroll in as well to just give them a different outlook on life. Most of our students don't want to go to college. They would like to get a trade and go straight into the workforce. It may take you a year to get a trade and go straight to work besides going to college for 4 years and then get into work. It's just a different opportunity for students coming from a low-income environment that just need a new chance or a second chance at life and being a part of the workforce.
Well, absolutely. And tell us about your coverage area. We talked about you being in Gadsden and Etowah County, but there are 2 Job Corps centers in the state of Alabama, the other being in Montgomery. So what is your service area? Where do you draw students from?
All right. So recently, in the coming years, we're Region 3 with Job Corps here. Now, 90% of our students do come from the Alabama area, but we do service students. We have students that come from Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina. We have even in years had, students that come from as far as Chicago. So we have a pretty diverse region of students that we cater to. So, but yes, as you said, we do have 2 centers in the Alabama region, which is the Gadsden and the Montgomery. But as a whole, Job Corps services all 50 states, and we have 123 centers worldwide.
Wow. And the services that you offer are free of charge, thanks to government funding through the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. You're, as you said, serving 16 to 24-year-olds. But I think that's something that people are surprised when they hear is the housing and all of the things that go along, the training, all of the things that go along with being a student at Job Corps. The cost is covered. There's no cost, no tuition for you.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's true. Of course, to qualify for Job Corps, we have a number of requirements. Of course, the 16 to 24 component, they must meet the income level requirements to be considered. So they can't come from a family income of $100,000 a year and come into the program. So they must meet that income component. They must be willing to submit to a background check. Due to stigma, a lot of people would like to think that Job Corps is a shelter, that we are affiliated as a DYS center, which we are not, that we are a shelter. Even though we have students that we do service that come from that background, be it, aging out of foster care and things like that, that is not the majority of our population here. Most of our students come to us with high school diplomas or GED, and they typically come for the extra trade component that we have with the skills training and learning. But with that, they do have to take a background check, and we extensively check that before they are able to come into the program. They also must be committed and willing to complete the program.
Absolutely.
So once they come in, so those are pretty much some of the requirements that they have to have. But the main thing is just being willing and teachable and trainable to want to come into this industry and just, like Mr. Davis said, go to the next level. So yes, sir.
And I wanted to mention that, Ceandra, you and I have talked, when we weren't recording about this, and that Job Corps does, for some reason, have this reputation of their students being court ordered to be there. They're bad kids, and they're being ordered to be there. They're, that kind of thing. But that is not the case. Like you said, you do background
Absolutely.
checks. There are requirements to be there, and it's a voluntary thing. It's just like going to any other training program. You weren't forced to be there for by a judge or something like that. I don't know how that reputation came about, but it's something that you guys have had to fight a little bit.
I think it maybe came about. We work along with the court system, definitely with the youth program within the court system. If a student has some small offenses and the judge may say, "Have you thought about Job Corps?" It may be a great opportunity if you're struggling in high school that you can come here, maybe get a high school diploma within 2 years and get a trade and go straight into the workforce. This may help you out because everybody knows within high school, if that high school doesn't have a trade component, you're in the classroom all day. In Job Corps, you're in the classroom, but guess what? You're up using your hands. We find a different way to keep you busy throughout the days. And most of our students are more visual. They learn better with their hands. And as we know, an idle mind is the devil's playground. So our goal is to keep students busy, get them trained, and make sure they're a quality person going back into the community. But I think it kind of came from that because we work with those different type of programs to bring students in. But by no means, we have no students that are here that just court appointed or bad students. I've had students here who have done 2 years of college already, but they said, you know what? I want to come on and go get a trade and do something different. I have a student who's been in the Marines that's in this program that decided, you know what? I left the Marines. I want to come and do something different. So our doors are open for anybody who meets the background requirements and meets the income requirements as well.
Awesome. Now, the residential part of it, you have dorms. Is that required? Do you have to come and live in the dorms, or can you live off campus? How does that work for you guys?
Well, we have a residential component to it. We can house about 260 students on center, 4 students to a room. That is a residential component. But if you decide to be a non-res, meaning that, hey, I stay 30 minutes from here or 15 minutes from here, I have reliable transportation to get to class every day and a ride to be picked up every day when class is over, will allow you to be a non-res as well. So that is optional, depending on that student, the parents that involved, or if that student have other things going on outside of the center that needs their attention after the training day.
Well, that's excellent. Now, you guys offer an educational component of you can get your high school diploma or equivalency, and then you have the training programs. So, talk to us about the training programs. You've got several different avenues or pathways that students can choose from that lead them into an excellent career choice.
Okay.
All right, absolutely. With the academic component, students come in, like I said, some students do have a high school diploma, a GED, and even when those students come in with high school diplomas and GEDs, they take what is called a TADE test, which is a general education adult education test to see where they are. Some students may have graduated 2-3 years ago, and we all know if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And so when we are training them, we want to make sure that when they go in to take an assessment for a job, that they can pass the assessment test. Right. So a lot of the components is just making sure that they stay up to date and current on their reading and their math so that they can do basic, tests to get and keep a job and even to qualify for the job. But they do have that aspect of they can come in and get a driver's license if they don't have that, or a permit. And we also make it to where they can, if they so wish to stay here and do our advanced college training, that we have ACT prep courses and SAT prep courses for them as well. Now, with the component with our technical trades, we have 6 on campus. We have certified nursing assistant, we have security, and we have 2 of those. We have security 1, which is more so for those students who are interested in the military. And that component has an aspect that prepares them for the military as far as preparing for their ASVAB. We have different recruiters that come on center and they partner with us to make sure our students are ready. So we have them where they come straight through security, go straight to MEPS, and go straight into the military. So we don't want to lose any momentum with that. So we make sure that, hey, we get them in and get them out, and they are well prepared and ready. We also have culinary arts, hospitality, and with that component, they have a sister trade, which is the hospitality, hotel, and lodging, which, a lot of people are familiar with our culinary arts program because they do a phenomenal job with volunteering in the community, whether it's for the mayor's ball they have done different events for, or they are very active with the RSVP program here. So that's our hospitality side. We also have material handling and distribution, and we also have office administration here on center. So those are our trade components that we have for our students. We always, as you said, have different pathways that they could take. So with the career pathways, we pretty much model here. It is called MAC 15. So we want them to be placed in the military, advanced training, college, or leaving here making a job making $15 or more an hour. So in the community. So yes, sir.
How long is the commitment to Job Corps? If you're going to be a student, how long does it take to get through some of these programs?
Well, typically we like to make sure a student stays for 2 years. We understand that if it takes you 4 years to get a high school diploma, learn those leadership skills, learn those communication skills. We try to get that to you within a 2-year time period. But most students come to this program and be done under a year. So at the most, it's allotted for 2 years, but most students get done within a year's time.
Do you include, I'm sorry, Ceandra, go ahead.
Oh, and the great thing about that, Mr. Davis said 2 years now, if we have a student that comes through and everybody learns at a different pace. So let's say we have a student that come in and take certified nursing assistant, and they're done in CNA within, 6, 7, 8 months, but they want to go on into our LPN program, let's say at Blue Ridge, they can then go into advanced training and transition on to another Job Corps Center, which will give them right at the 2 years to complete. So yes, sir.
And talk about location a little bit. You guys you are adjacent to or part of the Gadsden State Community College Valley Street campus. So is there a correlation there? Does that make it really easy to transfer from one of your programs and move right along into a program at Gadsden State?
Most definitely. We have an ACT program, meaning that when a student completes a trade high school here, we enroll them in Gadsden State. So if you decide to go to Gadsden State, you get to stay on campus for free 2 more additional years to get your associate. We transport you back and forth. We stay in communication with Gadsden State. Our students participate in their events. We have a program yearly that we do with Gadsden State. It's a great partnership, and we keep those lines of communication open because they have a lot of trade offers that we don't have, but a lot of our students would like to complete our program and enroll in that program as well. So it's a great partnership.
Nice. The one of the things that we run into a lot in workforce development, our business and industry leaders are telling us they're having a hard time with what some people call soft skills. We call them employability skills. And you mentioned leadership. You mentioned communications, just the getting out of bed in the morning and getting to work, and those kind of things. Is there a component of that goes along with your skills training?
Yes, sir. When a student enters the program, we usually take about 45 days to get acclimated to Center Life. During that process, they're in a program that's called My Pace. That My Pace have different modules to discuss different things with students about leadership. How does this look with you getting up in the morning? Most of our students coming from home playing the video game all night. They just don't understand getting up on time. So guess what? We show you how to set an alarm on your clock. We show you what it looks like to be employable. We teach you how to communicate, when to communicate, how to send the correct email. Even goes down to posture, even goes down to, making sure you got on the correct uniform going to work. So we do have that component as well. We also have our Student or Government Association as well, where they teach all students who come in the program different leadership skills that they can utilize while in this program to get better. And not only that, get to know themselves better as well, because there's a leader in all of us. But guess what? Some of us don't know that because we don't know ourselves. So we have different strategic ways and different committees that we utilize for students to participate in to find those avenues of leadership that fit them. And we meet you there and we build on what you already have to get you to that next level.
So what can the business and industry leaders in our community do to help you? And Ceandra, when you're reaching out, you gotta have somewhere to place these students, and once they finish, whether it be an apprenticeship, an internship, or a full-fledged full-time job, or maybe part-time jobs while they're still in training. Tell me what the business and industry leaders in this community can do to help you guys at the center.
Absolutely. Thank you. We rely heavily on our community partners here. Once every quarter, we host two different events. One is for our CRC, which is our Community Relations Council, and then we also do the workforce development. We always seek to reach out to our community partners to partner with us to pretty much, as you will, have a roundtable discussion. We come in and we see what trends, are out there in the market, or what soft skills or transferable skills our employers are seeking to, maybe it could be, hey, I need more emphasis on, cell phone usage on the, job. I need more, interest in the area of, let's say, infrastructure. Those are things that we try to make sure that we tailor to what our employers are looking for. But as a whole, every program that we have here is specifically geared for that, whether it's a leisure time employment that our students can do after the training day to be able to go and gain more experience on the job and also earn money as they're here to save, before they get ready to transition off, to Center Life on their own. We also have work-based learning. Now, with the work-based learning, we are heavily relying on our community partners. It is absolutely free to you, but we are seeking to have employers that will continue to partner with us. And throughout the years, we've had numerous people. And then, as COVID happened, some of those employers fell off, but we're looking to reignite those community partnerships so that we can still get our students there and maybe assist you in improving your bottom line with employment. Because, as we look at the job market, a lot of people are hiring, as you said, specifically, with the job fair, had over 70 employers there with like 3,000 jobs available. Well, the training that we do here prepares those students for that. And if we can get them in work-based learning opportunities with our employers to give them additional hands-on training to get things, maybe I'm not going to say that they're not getting here, but look at it from a different perspective outside of the classroom setting and have them prepared to be able to either the employer can keep that person and retain them, and maybe that student will stay here. Like we said, a lot of our students don't come from the Gadsden area, but if we can get a student in work-based learning or leisure time employment, and those students seek to stay here in the Gadsden area, I say that's a win for our community, because we are looking for young people to stay in this community, whereas people always say Gadsden is a retirement city. We are looking to keep those young people here in the city, because we do need good employees. And I think that's something that we're looking to rely more on, for our success and also our community. So yes.
What do any business or industry people who are watching this need to do to reach out to you guys and say, hey, I'd like to learn more, be a part of what you guys are doing?
Okay. They can contact me. The address is 600 Valley Street. And as you said, we are located on the Valley Street campus of Gadsden State, but we're 600 Valley Street, of course, Gadsden, Alabama. The direct number for myself is 256-439-2902. We always set up tours because, like we said, a lot of people, I always refer to us as a hidden gem. A lot of people don't know about us, but my job is such that I get to go out and spread the good news about the success stories of things that we're doing here in the community. So they can always reach out to me to set up a tour. We have trade expos and open houses. So when those events are on our social media, so we ask everybody to like our social media and follow what we're doing, whether it was our graduation we just had, which was phenomenal. We graduated 50 students. And so those students are prepared and ready, to go out into the workforce. So anything that we have, just like in our page, share it and just be a part of it. So our doors are always welcome, and welcoming our community partners to come up here and see what we're all about. But they can get in contact with me, schedule a tour, and we'll be more than happy to get them involved in our work-based learning program, which is under Miss Kendall Morris, our work-based learning coordinator. She is awesome at what she does. So she will meet with you, or either and we will set something up. So yes, sir.
And you've got a great website as well that has a lot of information on there. It's gadsden.jobcorps.gov. And on there, I noticed you have all of your training programs listed on there. You've got a section for business and industry, section for parents, a section for students, where you can find out all the information that you need about being a part of Job Corps from, excuse me, from whatever perspective you might be looking at. Is there anything we haven't covered that we need to talk about?
I think that's pretty much it, but you was hitting on one with the parents. A lot of parents, who do not know about Job Corps, I would like to always share this. When I was in outreach and admissions, I would also tell the parents, I understand being from a parent's perspective, because I too am a parent, and I actually sent my daughter to Job Corps in South Carolina. So if I did not believe in the program, I myself as a parent wouldn't have sent my child. I believe in the program works. And so as that parent component, we have a lot of parents who might not have had their child off from up under their wing, coming from high school, getting ready to branch out on their own. Job Corps is a excellent stepping stone to maybe your 16, 17-year-old is not ready to be at college. And Job Corps is that component piece for them to be able to come and learn responsibility and accountability, and be able to see how they do at living in a dorm setting, because we do have dorms here, like Mr. David said. So they're able to come and learn multicultural diversity and awareness, and just those leadership skills that they need, and transferable skills before they go off to college. Because what we don't want is a student to go off to college and mess up financial aid or their parents' money. So this program is absolutely free, and I urge people to take advantage of that and just getting that piece under their belt before they do transition on to college. So, and if they learn a trade, they can feed themselves for the rest of their life.
Right.
That's right. And we always talk about too in workforce development that if you have any kind of entrepreneurial spirit about you, learning a trade is a great step to owning your own business. Because when you get out there in the world of construction, plumbing, and any of the skilled trades, most people have a tendency after a few years to maybe hang out their own shingle, start their own business, and start serving people that way. So it's a great way to get started if you have an entrepreneurial spirit and want to be your own boss at some point in time.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, folks, thank you for being with us and taking the time to join us for this. And as always, I enjoy serving on the CRC. And if there's ever anything we can do at East Alabama Works to help you guys or make some introductions, if you need that around the community, just let me know. And, we're always going to be there for you. And we appreciate the work that you guys do. And as you said, a hidden gem, a training opportunity for young people that most people probably don't even know is an option out there. So we want to help make sure people understand what's going on over there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us, Mr. Brady.
Well, folks, thank you for joining us as well on the East Alabama Works video podcast series. Hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.